be really crazy. That's surely not news, and in this video we'll be looking at how some of these really crazy fans show their love for their favourite players through their tattoos. So let's look at 10 football fans who just went too far with their tattoos. Number 1. Lacquer Butt. This Lacazette, an Arsenal fan, is surely a man of his word, and you just have to respect that. In 2017, he went on Twitter and made a promise that if Lacazette signed with Arsenal, he would tattoo the Frenchman's face somewhere on his body. As you know, the former Lyon man made the move to the Emirates that very summer, and the fan made sure he kept his promise. However, he chose a pretty unique place to get the tattoo done. His promise was that he would tattoo Lacazzette's face somewhere on his body, so it could have been anywhere really, but he decided to have it done on his backside. Well, you may call it weird, but it sort of paid off. The tattoo caught Lacazette's attention on social media, and he invited the young man to a derby game against West Ham. So that crazy fan got to see his idol score 2 against their London rivals live, and on top of that, he met him personally and even got his jersey and a photo with him. Sometimes being crazy pays off, doesn't it? Number 2. Butt Terry. Why are these fans obsessed with getting inked on their butts? Here we have another fan who got a tattoo of his favourite player on his butt cheek. Apparently, he heard that former Chelsea captain John Terry was linked to his club Aston Villa, and he just didn't believe it for a second. So, in his disbelief, he went on Twitter and said that if JT signed with Villa, he would tattoo the former England captain's name on his backside. And, well, he did. After spending more than 2 decades at Chelsea, John Terry left Stamford Bridge and joined Aston Villa. This fan must have been in disbelief, but that didn't stop him from keeping his word. He got a tattoo on his butt with the veteran defender's name, and below it he wrote, Captain, Leader, Villain. When asked about the tattoo, the Aston Villa fan said, I really didn't think he'd sign in a million years. I thought nothing of it when I made the comment, but loads of Villa fans saved it and brought it back as the JT story gathered pace. I'll certainly never make any promises like that again, I can assure you of that. You can tell that he's learnt his lesson about promises, but the next fan, oh, that is someone you really pity. Number 3. It's not coming home. While the whole of England was just singing, frankly, every other tournament since 1966, a certain fan decided to go a step further. Honestly, we don't know what gave this man that much confidence, but this fan, who sort of looks like Wayne Rooney, doesn't he, went and got a pretty ridiculous tattoo just a few days into the 2018 tournament. England had just beaten Panama 6-1 in their second game of the World Cup and were now sitting at the top of their table. So Jamie Richardson, a Leeds United and England fan, excitedly said he wanted to be the first person to have an England World Cup winners tattoo. And well, he didn't just become the first, he became the only person. He got the tattoo in the group stage of the competition without even first consulting his girlfriend, and we all know the story. England made it to the semis, but didn't go any further. So, Jamie was left with no World Cup trophy, a traumatizing tattoo, and probably no girlfriend. Kids, don't be like Jamie. Oh, and this one reminds us of another fan. His was probably more ridiculous, but we'll let you determine that. Number 4. Manchester City, 2011 Champions League winners. At least that England fan waited for 2 results before getting his tattoo. All this City fan needed was an announcement that the club had been bought by an Arab billionaire, followed by a bunch of expensive signings. So what did the lad do? He went and drew a tattoo on his arm declaring Manchester City 2011 champions. And not even champions of England, you know, of Europe. The tattoo was a picture of the big ears, and written above and below was Manchester City 2011 Champions League winners. And guess what? Manchester City ended up not even qualifying for the Champions League in 2011. And you can tell that this dude doesn't have much luck, as he very nearly had an easy cover-up last year. Surely it would have been easy to change 2011 to 2021 on his arm, but City lost the 2021 Champions League final to Chelsea. Maybe he just needs to hold on an extra decade. He just might have the luck in 2031. Number 5. Devoct 19. Okay, maybe we finally have a fan who wouldn't regret his tattoo very much. After that unbelievable comeback Liverpool pulled off in the second leg of the Champions League semi-final in 2019, an excited fan headed straight to a tattoo parlour that night to immortalise the moment. Divock Origi was one of the heroes of the night, scoring the goal that sent the Reds into the final. So the Liverpool fan got a pretty simple tattoo which read Divock 19. Luckily for him, there was no twist in fate. Liverpool went on to the final and won the Champions League for the first time in 14 years. So you might say he went overboard, but surely when he looks at the tattoo on his belly, it will always bring him pleasant memories. Speaking of pleasant memories, number 6, Karius is a legend. A Manchester United fan was so pleased about Liverpool's Champions League final loss in 2018 that he got a tattoo praising the villain of the night. Liverpool's goalkeeper, Loris Karius, had a horrible night. 2 of Madrid's 3 goals were as a result of errors he made. So as far as fans all over the world were concerned, he was the reason Liverpool lost. But while Liverpool fans were in pain, anger and agony, Manchester United fans were absolutely elated, and perhaps one more than most. This particular United fan was so happy the Reds lost that he got a tattoo which read, Karius is a legend, followed by the date of the final. That loss meant that Liverpool ended that season trophyless, just like United, and that must have given the Red Devils so much joy. But surely, that joy was short-lived as, of course you know this, Liverpool went on to actually win the Champions League the very next year. Number 7, Adam Lallana. You remember Adam Lallana, right? Now a Brighton player, but still very much loved at Anfield. During his days at Liverpool, a fan got a very bizarre tattoo of the Englishman's face on his thigh. Now, considering we have seen fans tattoo players' faces on their butts, this shouldn't be very shocking to us. However, it is what was drawn that made us take a step back. The lad tattooed Adam Lallana's face on a llama, and right until today we've not been able to figure out what inspired him to do that. In a list with butt tattoos, this might actually take the cake as the most bizarre fan tattoo, but this next one is putting up a good fight for that award. Number 8, Wenger on a dog. This Arsenal fan was not about to book separate tattoo appointments, so he decided to find a way to put everything he loves in one tattoo. At least, that's our theory of how he ended up with this tattoo. We have Arsene Wenger riding on a dog and holding the Premier League and FA Cup trophies from Arsenal's double-winning season in 1998. But well, Wenger is smiling, the dog is smiling, and the man who got the tattoo was probably smiling as well, so all is well, right? Number 9, Suarez was here. A bouncer got bitten on his leg and he decided to cover it up with a pretty clever tattoo. The bite left a scar, so around it he wrote, Suarez was here. Of course, we all know what he was referencing. Here was the bouncer's explanation for the tattoo when he was asked. I'm actually scarred and it looks like a permanent bruise. I had the Suarez tattoo put on, even though I'm not a Liverpool fan, as shortly after that he was done for biting. I wanted to try and draw attention away from the actual bite mark, so I had something put around it, so people will mainly focus on the tattoo. Okay, maybe this one wins the cheekiest tattoo. What do you think? Number 10, Miss Butt World. Brazilian model and Miss Bum Bum winner Suzy Cortez is literally obsessed with Lionel Messi, and one of the many ways she shows that obsession is through tattoos. She has a tattoo of the former Barcelona man's name along with the Barcelona badge on her award-winning butt. But that wasn't enough. She also then went ahead to get a tattoo of the Argentine's face on her waist, just a little bit above her womanly parts. Of course, Messi, who has a wife and kids, is not very appreciative of the positioning of the tattoos and the provocative photo she keeps tagging him to, so he has since blocked her